Welcome to Heart, Cat and Soul, a podcast designed to unravel the mysteries of the feline world on a physical, emotional, and energetic level. You are more than capable of connecting with your cat, but the hustle and bustle of life and the noise in our minds don't always let us truly listen. My name is Amaya Spindola, and I invite you to join me on this journey created for you to unlock the full potential of your relationship with your cat. Hello, and welcome back to another episode. And today we are tackling a question that resonates with so many cat guardians. Why won't my cat use that scratching post I bought? Sounds familiar? You're not alone. Scratching post can be a source of endless frustration when your carefully chosen one and sits ignore while your sofa becomes your cat's go-to spot, isn't it? Let's dive into why this happens and how we can turn things around. Today, I'll guide you through everything you need to know about scratching post, why they are essential, what to look for when choosing one, how to position them in your home, and what to do if your cat just doesn't seem to be interested. Let's dive in. Why they are essential? Okay, the first thing is that it helps them to do something that it's natural and instinctive behavior for them. It's not just something that they do to annoy us. It serves a purpose and serves actually multiple purposes. For example, it maintains claws health. Scratching helps remove the outer layer of their claw, keeping them sharp and healthy. Especially perfect to scratch things. um, if you, I'm assuming you have seen how the cat's claw is, and you can see that it's kind of layers that you can simply tip and trim the tip of the nail of the claw or nail, or I don't know how you call it, and then you can already see the other one, the growing, you know and so when they scratch, they can actually remove that outer layer and keep their sharp their claws sharp and healthy. And sometimes with age, and especially overweight cats, sometimes that doesn't happen naturally because they are not. It could be that they are not scratching enough, so you can find that they have like very thick nail. Sometimes it's something common, but you can see mostly in senior cats or obese cats. That is something it is noticeable. But well, this is one of the main purposes that scratching post has. Then they also use it as marking or security, you can say. Cats usually use the scratching post to leave the pheromones, to stretch their bodies, to to live, sometimes to have control over the territory. They can claim certain parts of that scratching post depending on which one you buy. They can be they can communicate with other cats as well, and also as an exercise or stretching. They sometimes stretch their backs, and they're very yogis in their ways, and and it's really healthy for them because it allows them to release some tensions and working on their muscles, and especially the back muscles, which depending on which type of food you feed, sometimes those thighs are not strong enough. So this is a way also to keep that good and exercised. Also, as I said, the territorial marking, there's also the stress relief. And this is kind of attached between them because security for cats is very important. So if they have different levels or heights, they can choose where to be and decompress if needed. So you can find as if the scratching post has levels and heights, they can use it to control territory. They can use it to have a moment for themselves to self-soothe. You know, they need that also. So sometimes I've seen several homes that don't have that space to decompress, and this is very important. So a good scratching post is isn't just a tool, it's like a sanctuary for your cat. It gives them a place to relax, express themselves, feel safe. But this is a big but. Not all scratching posts are created equal. Many on the market simply don't meet cats' need, and I would say most of them. This is why I see now. Last time I was on in Birmingham for a cat show, and it was very interesting that there was a lot of new businesses developing different scratching post, and I've seen one specific that it was really good. It was all by recycled materials, and it had a concrete base to make it very stable and make it uh, durable, which is one of the things we are looking as guardians as well. But it also had all the components that cats actually need. If you look at the normal market, the cheap ones, you won't find all this. So this is one of the first things we need to look at. Make sure to make a good decision, and make sure that it would last. To be honest, mine scratching post, I bought it in Germany. As you know, I'm in Spain, but I bought it in Germany, and it's been with me. It's almost gonna be 10 years that I had that scratching post, and just now, actually last year, you could see the threads just pulling out, and but otherwise it's perfect, and it goes up to the ceiling, and well, it's simple, but that's what my cats need. Now I have a Maine Coon, and I should be rethinking which one I'm gonna be buying next time, because I you know actually it's surviving my cats to be honest. So how to choose the right one, right? So how we find the perfect one. So starting by considering your cat's personalities and preferences. Are they climbers, or they are more loungers? Do they prefer horizontal or vertical scratching? This is very important, because if you buy a very tall scratching post, and your cat actually prefers a carpet, or rag or anything else, then of course it's not going to use it. So it's important to understand your cat's natural behavior. Also, if there's a health condition, there are some cats with prone to arthritic issues, and if you make them jump and run away, then they're probably not going to use it. So and remember that sometimes you say, yeah, but my cat doesn't have any problems, and usually, if you think about it, cats can hide pain and issues a lot. So don't blame it. If you were very conscious when you bought the scratching post and it's not working, I suggest that you start looking other things. Is the cat overweight? There are other things that maybe the cat is hiding that you don't see, or is it a behavioral issue that you have to look at? But don't give up on the scratching post, because it's needed by the cat. So the key features that we're looking at on a good scratching post is the height. One of the things. For example, let's say you don't want to risk, and you want to start looking at a very simple scratching post. I would say just grab a single pole, at least 120 centimeters in height. Anything shorter than that, it's not worth it. But 120, and make sure that it's thick as well. That will give him more stability. And if you're investing in a larger structure, my favorites are the ceiling height models, because, well, it allow you also to connect with other things if you want to put other environmental enrichment anywhere. And usually they are very since you can they will have two support systems in the ground and in the ceiling. You can They can make it less wide to say in a way, so you maximize the vertical space, but at the same time you can put that anywhere and it won't take the full house. And in Europe, that's very important, because our houses are not huge, but that's something to consider. So the second thing is stability is crucial. Wobbly posts are a no-go. Uh, Look for sturdy bases, such as concrete bases. I love that. And poles with the diameter of at least 9. But I would say I've seen now 11 or even 14 or 15 diameter from the post. And those are my favorite. I mean, the thicker, the better. Okay. That will give them stability. And again, you won't need like a very big base with too many posts in the middle. Just try to figure it out. Like a cat in nature, they would simply go on a tree, right? And scratch on the tree. So try to mimic that because that's the normal thing they would do. The material then that you select, it is called sisal, and is the best. But now I've seen many developments on this. I found that there were different fabrics that they are creating. They are very durable and made by this thread, um, and we are improving that. So take a look on the different fabrics that you can find for this, because the most important thing is that it's durable and safe for cats. And when I say safe, it's like you opt for natural toxin-free materials whenever you can. You will see that maybe on the scratching post they will use something natural, but then you will find that the base of the different heights they have like plastic materials or synthetic fabrics. And cats are very sensible to any chemicals and anything that you use in fabrics, in cleaning products. I will talk about this, but there's been an increase in hyperthyroidism, and usually it's because of this amount of toxins that they deal with. So if you can, because now we are more aware of this and we are looking for different fabrics and better materials to use, make sure if you want to make a good invest, make sure to look also for the fabrics that they are using into it, or the glue or whatever is preferred to nail it instead of glue. But just ask what are the materials they're using and if it fits your cat. Then I'm a very practical person. I think they are very I think the scratching post should be simple, or at least have a variety of them. But I really like those that are very simple with different levels and they go up to the ceiling. So for me, it's functional, right? So I'm looking, I see the room and I see, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want the cat to be able to do. But in order to do that, I need to know my cat. So sometimes it's tempting to make it good, look good in your living room or whatever you put it. But there's always you can do that, of course. You can make it up to your design, but as well make sure that it's functional for the cat. Otherwise, it won't it won't fit. And also, if you put it on the corner that you think it's the best in your design, but it's not functional for the cat won't use it also. Then avoid posts that with too many accessories. They are often marketed to humans and not cats. So when you buy a scratching post, I've seen many of them, and sometimes they are beautiful furniture, another furniture, and you need to look for the materials, the height, the practicity, the functionality that will have. And sometimes they have too many things. So remember, if you have a doubt about this, think about a tree and what the tree would offer for a cat, and try to mimic that. Make sure that, yeah, if your cat is shy and they would like to have a hidden spot, like a cave to hide, that's great. But if the cave is at your hands or your level to reach, then it's pointless, right? So make sure that if you're gonna have a hiding spot, it's better to have it on the top. so they can have like a place to look at, to control territory, and not and feel safe. You see what I'm going with this? So if we look for, if we're not looking vertical and we want to go to the horizontal scratchers, um, we can, there are many options in this regard, and mostly they are cardboard scratchers, and they're very affordable and effective. But if your cat likes vertical and you're only buying horizontal ones, you're not meeting your cat's need. So sometimes giving the option of both, it's ideal. My cats don't like, for example, cardboard scratchers that much. They use it more as a bed instead of a scratching post, but they do like the rug on the front door that has that material that it's very natural. Okay, so that's something I offer to them. They do have that, and they have the scratching post in vertical there. So whenever they want to do one or the other, and then they have my rugs, because I don't mind that they play. Actually, I bought the rug just for them. But if you're if you don't want that to happen, make sure that you're covering both vertical and horizontal scratchers. Then another question that we have to ask ourselves is where to place that scratching post. As I said before, if you're looking for the design and you put it in a corner that is not, it's pointless for the cat. It's not gonna work. So if you want to make it work, once you've chosen the right one, you need to look for where the cat would feel safer. For example, if I um, if I put a bathtub in the middle of a busy kitchen, it just doesn't work. I'm just being exaggerated so you can find see it. Um, and it's important that we look for this. So let me give you a couple of tips about this. Tips for placement on high traffic areas. If you place the post where your cat spends most of the time, or where people are socializing in, like, living room, for me those are the great spots, because those are the places where the cat will need sometimes some escapes, some have a getaway spots. And this is very important. If you consider that, then don't have like a room for the cat and all the scratching posts there, and then you spend the whole day, or having guests at your home, and there's nothing on the living room. You know what I mean? You can have as many as you want, but I'm just being practical, and let's say you have just one or maybe two, and make sure that it's strategically done. So you can put one on the living room, because that's where you get your guests, and then another one maybe somewhere else. For example, for me, most of the times, if you had it on your room, it's a bit pointless, because they will sleep with you on the bed. But again, that could be different for any cat home, or maybe you have too many cats or whatever. So whatever the reason, just think about the high traffic areas. Think about that it's escape for the cat, is a place for them to self-soothe, to decompress. So make sure that when you think about the scratching post, just think where you're gonna put it. The other thing is that it's pointless to have it on a corner that they cannot overlook everything, and control. So it would be much better if they can see through a window, get the sunlight next to a radiator, so they can get those warm spots and views. We all like a room with a view, or a radiator, for the matter. And so think about that. It's a place where they need to feel relaxed and warm and happy, and look at the birds, and and into the birds. Then another consideration that we need to look at is, if you have, for example, there are big. This is mostly for bigger houses, But if you have a patio or a garden, and other cats can have access to your to your home through there, mm, I would put the scratching post near the window, near the window that goes through the garden, to where you can see the garden, so they can, you know, be at a certain height and in a better position from the cats that are getting into the garden. Even though it all happens between a window, the window is in between, and there's no contact whatsoever. Um, Usually there's a lot of behavioral issues because cats feel the invasion from other cats into your garden or patio. So if you give them height to get and to look at the other cats, they'll feel safer. Doesn't mean that that's all you have to do, but it's a consideration to have. So with saying all this, usually if you find the right scratching post and you place it correctly, um, you won't have a problem, and the cat usually will use it. But what happens if it won't? If all of this I'm being saying, it doesn't help. So let's say you've done your research, you spend the money, and your cat still refuses to use the post. So don't give up, please. Don't give up just yet. Here's what you can do. Again, okay, you might need to rethink and pay more attention to their habits. Can you look at them and say, okay, do they prefer to hide under furniture, on perch on top? Maybe I need to think about this, or maybe I can put boxes and look how they behave every time I play something new on the home, on the house. Then you can use other stimulants such as catnip spray or pheromones, or you can attract them with herbal remedies as well, and make it more interesting. Also, you can play with them. You can engage with them, because uh, most of the times when cats are not playing or they are not engaging with a scratching post, they might have a condition that nowadays we have normalized. I hear very often that my cat won't play, and my cat won't do this or do that, or it's difficult to do this or do that. So what I'm suggesting is that consider that they might be bored or anxious or depressed. That's something we are now finding out that it's real and it's happening. So try introducing some interactive toys, some puzzle feeders, or simply create a new routine, something new, something good that you can do there, okay? And if not, surely still don't give up, and you can just simply call and we can review that together. um, Also, if you are on a budget and you cannot, you can afford, I know you know what your cat needs, but you're not sure if to make that investment, or you don't have the money, um, or just feeling creative, because I've seen so many good scratching posts done by guardians that amazing. But you can make your own scratching posts using P PVC pipes, sisal rope, and or even cardboard. There are custom solutions. Those are custom solutions that allow you to cater what are your cat's unique preferences, and also how they will look at your home's layout. Okay, so as I say, scratching posts are just one part of this creating this cat friendly home, the environmental enrichment that we call. But it's not all. We need to look at regularly rotating the toys, changing the layout of their space, and experimenting with new hiding spots, because that is the scratching post is gonna be always there. But we need to create a little bit of engagement or keeping things fresh. Or maybe we have different spaces that they are not going to be always, let's say you have a visitor at home, or you have a party, so just think about that space has to always be improved. Now we have the Christmas parties, and all the family comes together. So think about this when you're doing all this. Especially also, I will have an on social media. You will find some advice for Christmas and other festivities, but make sure that if you often receive visits, or you have family coming over, anything that is social, think about that anything you place new, even if you put a cardboard, it is something changing. So I don't believe cats are not adaptable to change. I think that we are the ones that are unpredictable, and suddenly maybe we are all alone the whole year, and then suddenly we receive a lot of people, and of course cats don't understand that. Or maybe suddenly we put a tree in the middle of the house, and why should cats understand it just because you do it every year on the same month? It They live in the present. They are not thinking, oh, now we are in December, we have to put the Christmas tree. So when you think about this, also use it for your advantage. If you have a hole that cats should they have to run across to go to the litter box, or maybe to the kitchen or whatever, and you have visits, maybe you should add a little bit of more hiding spots, so for cats to feel safe while people are there. You see what I mean? If you don't, ask me. I can give you loads of things about this topic. It sounds like a very non-important topic, but it's very, very, very important. So just with that, I'm next to saying, I'm gonna have some closing thoughts about this, so we can all go home and think about what we have and if our cats are happy or not. So investing in a scratching post isn't just about saving your furniture. That's the first thing, because most people think about that. It's like, oh, I don't want my cat to ruin my sofa. So what do I do? No, it's something. It's about respecting your cat's natural behaviors and giving them a space to thrive and to enjoy it as much as you do with your new sofa. When you take the time to choose and position the right post, you're not just solving a problem, you're deepening your bond with your cat. And this is why I work for. Everything you do, you don't have to be you don't have to have loads of things. You don't have to do a perfect routine. You simply have to be natural, honest, and present with your cat, and have the right amount of things that uh, that your cat needs. And in order to know what your cat needs, you need to take some time to observe them, and sometimes you have to try a trial and error to get it right. So if you are in that position and you're not very sure, make sure you use the DIY scratching process until you find what it's perfect for them. And also you will have to do a little bit of research, because if you go to your local store, most of the scratching posts I've seen, commercially, the easy to buy, most of them are not good. So take your time. I'm gonna be very thorough with this. So then, if you need help and you're not sure, well, don't worry, I'm here. And well, now I can offer different short consultations in which you can ask me about what do I think about the your home enrichment. Because for this, if you are gonna ask me just how to make the home better for your cat, there are loads of things I can tell you, but I'm adapting to whatever you ask me to. So you can choose from 15-minute consultation to an hour, and we can discuss how to improve your cat's home, and yours, of course. Because also, one of the things that for me it's very, very important is that you enjoy your home as much as you make it nicer for your cat. Okay, so both of you are important in my work, and I would love to help you out to choose not only the scratching post but anything else you want to put in that in that lovely home that you're creating. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope this episode has inspired you to rethink your approach to scratching post. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, to my newsletter, to get more insights and tips. And until next time, take care, my lovely cats, cat guardians. And may your cat's cloth find the perfect post, not your sofa. Bye bye.